feel to be here in Brazil for the first time?
Might have been a mistake to have not come here earlier. We're big enough to admit that. It's quite a thrill to be down in Latin America, and the response has been overwhelming, and it means a lot to us. In fact, it means so much I don't know how to really process it.
How special is to be here to perform for thousands of fans who have requested you to be here for so long and have been waiting for you here. They brought you here actually with a petition, and how special is that?
Yeah, we actually saw the petition. Someone Xeroxed it for us recently.
We got the petition during binaural, and then we figured if that many people cared that much and were that interested, that we better really work harder as a band and practice for the next 5 or 6 years before we actually come down.
It must be a concerning experience, especially since those incidents in Roskilde that made you to state that you'd never perform in big arenas anymore. How are you dealing with that nowadays?
Oh, it's great. We feel like the crowds down here are sort of used to that type of shared experience when they see a concert or a soccer game. It just seems like everyone's looking out for each other. Mm-hmm. And I think, for me personally, it feels great to play to play to that many people on the floor that are standing and enjoying themselves.
Por favor, cuiden bem do outro, yeah?
I think down here the people have proven that they can kind of do it and do it safe and take care of one another. But I think that this is a different situation, and I don't know if we'll do that other places.
Are you guys about to release a new album? Can you preview anything about this album for us? How is everything going? What kind of direction are you taking this time?
I think we're really trying to elevate the art of our rock music a little bit this time, I think. I mean, that's the way I'm feeling about it.
And recording it too, And I think we used to kind of pride ourselves in, just being able to play a song once and then record it the second time and have that be the version.
How does current political moment in the U.S. affect the way you write music, since you've probably been writing new lyrics for the new album?
Yeah, it makes you write quicker because...
Quicker?
Yeah, because you feel the end of the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
There's a lot to write about.
You see that as a catastrophe, as a bad moment, very bad moment in the American history?
It's been building, I think, for years, because you had corporations running the White House rather than a human being with ideals and, someone who represents people.
Are you writing about the subjects to put on the new album?
We're a product of our environment, and the songs seem to come out of that.
Mm-hmm. When are you going to release this new album?
After you listen to it and approve it.
How do you handle this situation of being a guy, a down-to-earth guy, anti-star guy, and at the same time been pushed to the superstardom?
I don't believe in any of that. I don't know anything about it, really. You can kind of live your life as if it doesn't
But you agree
exist.
with part of that, you know, because there's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of things that you have to, that you're supposed to handle in this.
Well, I remember when we were, you know, when we used to be on TV. So I guess we are again right now, but this is rare.
You were one of the few bands that said, oh, okay, you want to photograph us on a stage, you want to tape us on a stage, it's okay. But at the same time, you are doing by yourselves. You're bootlegging yourselves to put on the website. The question is, how does this attitude help the band?
The quality of our bootlegs will be better than those that were recorded with you know, just a built-in microphone on a cassette recorder. And it seems that people certainly want to hear our concerts after they have finished. So I think we're just trying to offer better quality.
I know Neil Young is like a hero for you guys. We could see in videos and live performances.
His rhythm is so deep too. I mean, he just sets the tone. I mean, everyone he just sucks you in with this, you know, the most simple, most heavy thing, and it's so easy to join him too. It's like amazing to kind of like play along with his riff and just like, it's magic.
There's a rumor that there was a certain kind of rivalry between you guys and the guys from Nirvana.
I'm so happy, 'cause today I found my friends in my head.
I know that every interview that I did, and we were doing a lot of interviews at that point, people would ask us 2 or 3 questions about Nirvana, and after the 100th question, you're just kind of like, let's talk about us. Like, because to be honest, we didn't really know that much about those guys.
I think Kurt wasn't a fan of the band, you know, and I think he just said that in the press, and the press immediately picked it up and said, well, how come you don't like this band, or what is the story? And I think at that time he was ready to say whatever was on his mind. He just said a lot of stuff that ultimately I think him and Ed had some good conversations and were, you know, sort of had some respect for each other.
Let's talk about a little bit about the grunge movement. Okay.
Bud Honey's here. They're the grunge movement.
Okay.
Well, it's funny because Steve Turner just told us a little story about the beginning of grunge, which I thought was one of the most interesting stories I'd heard in a long time. Steve Turner's a guitar player for Mudhoney. He had a guy that worked with him, and at a coffee shop, or he was washing dishes or something, and he was an old school punk rock guy from way back in the day. Steve had a guitar and an amp, and he said, you know, it's cool, but I almost feel like I needed to get a distortion box or something. And the guy brought him in a super fuzz pedal and said, use this. Now, this is when super fuzz pedals were the most... Nobody had a super fuzz pedal. Nobody used a super fuzz pedal. And that sound of that pedal that guy gave Steve Turner was what inspired a whole, you know, I mean, the sound of that first Mudhoney record, or the single, whatever it was, the first time you heard that sound, I mean, that was a huge factor in everybody going, oh my God, that's what I need.
We find out that the grunge movement is due to the fuzz faces. The fuzz faces pedal.
Yeah, the fuzz face pedal, and a guy that worked at a restaurant with Steve Turner that handed him the pedal. So the most humble beginnings can, you know, come from some guy just handing you a pedal, and you take it and then turn it into a musical movement.